In this video, we are going to be working on building full suspension for our Cozy Coupe, but before we do that, I want to fix our roll cage because when we were building this, we built it in quite a bit of a rush and it's a little crooked. Last time we were working on the Cozy Coupe, our welder ran out of gas, so we flux cored everything. I really don't like flux core, I want to redo it. And I guess you just live and you learn. So we're gonna cut all of this off, take this piece out, shorten it a little bit, and then weld it the proper way.
Oh.
Flipping her upside down. She's actually pretty heavy.
Dude, that's definitely heavy.
This is gonna be a machine. Probably 800 pounds. Let's take our bets right now. When we add the engine and suspension, 800 pounds.
I'm gonna guess 690 pounds.
All right. It's a little bit better.
I think that's good.
Yeah, we'll clean these off, weld them up strong, and then start on the suspension.
That worked pretty good. Okay, we fixed the mistakes.
She's strong now. So our friend Frank gave us the front end of a blaster, and I think this suspension setup is gonna be perfect for the Cozy Coupe. All we gotta do is simplify it a little bit by taking out all of this bulky stuff, and then we'll take that and weld it to what we've already made.
Dude, this thing is perfect for this. I mean, the springs are already yellow.
They're already yellow,
like it
and
was meant
it's
to be.
about the same size as the Cozy Coupe now.
Yeah, it's the perfect length.
And we'll have a pretty significant amount of travel, definitely enough to save our backs. Hit some big jumps, maybe go off-road. It's gonna be nice. There's a couple of things that I really wanna keep. I wanna keep this bent metal because it's super strong, but I don't wanna keep this stuff. So I think I'll just make a cut here, maybe a cut down here, and just make these two separate sections. And then we can take all of that and see where it fits on the Cozy Coupe.
So just basically like cut out the middle stuff.
Yep, just cut out the middle stuff, make it a little simpler, make it a lot lighter, and we'll be good to go.
We want to take a minute out of today's video to talk about our sponsor, Mando. Over here at Bump, we know what it's like to be stinky, and that's why we use Mando. Mando is a whole body deodorant that you can apply everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Mando was created by a doctor who saw firsthand how regular BO was being misdiagnosed and mistreated. Did you know that only 12 hours after a shower with regular soap, your typical ball odor level is a 5 out of 10? Well, with Mando, it's a 0 out of 10. Unlike certain traditional deodorants that try to mask odor with a fragrance, Mando is powered and formulated by mandelic acid to stop the odor before it starts. It's more like a pre-deodorant that keeps working for you all day. And there's no worry that Mando won't have the right scent for you. They have 4 great options, including bourbon leather, clover woods, Mount Fuji, and Pro Sport. They even have unscented. If you want to try America's #1 formulated whole body deodorant, you can find them at Walmart, Target, and right here. Mando's Starter Pack Bundle is a great option for new customers. It comes with stick deodorant, cream deodorant or spray deodorant, and 2 free products like wipes or mini body wash. And for our followers, Mando is offering an extra $5 off when you use the link in our description below and use code BUM at checkout. That's a 40% discount.
Now that we've got the blaster front end simplified, we're gonna figure out how to mount it to our Cozy Coupe. I'm thinking it should just weld right up because it is about the same size. We'll have to make a couple of mounts, but we're gonna get this on here, see how it looks, and then go from there.
Nice.
See you later. All right, we're gonna get this welded on, and then we'll just have to make sure the other one is at the exact same position, because otherwise our steering will be very jank.
Within the error margin of a degree, because that's...
Give ourselves 2.5 degrees
Okay.
of error. We just want to make sure it's like pretty straight. Oh, I don't have my helmet.
Ah.
Taylor already welder burned his eyes yesterday, so if the welding shots are a little janky, it's because he has a hat over his eyes.
I actually burned my eyes. It's horrible.
Don't look at the welder. Or bright lights. Just don't
Just
do
don't
it.
look at the
It's not
bright
worth
lights.
it.
This little dude is getting ripped.
He's getting built different.
He's got little arms.
He's got one little arm. He's gonna have another little arm. He'll be like,
that metal kind of smells like a BLT.
yeah, it does.
Does it not?
There's extra tomato.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's really weird.
that is weird. Now that we've got this side loosely tacked on, we're gonna ratchet strap them together and measure from this point to here, and then take that measurement and just duplicate it on this side so that we know that it's at the right angle, because we don't want this one to be like flopped down a little bit like it is now, and this one to be where we want it, or it will just ride really funky. Now we can take measurements, make sure it's all right, and then weld this all up. So I welded these Walker Fab mounts here to tie this part in, and I'm thinking we'll just cut this piece of metal off right here, relocate it to the roll cage so we have some structure back here, and then do a bar that goes from this side to that side just to stop everything from kind of bending in on itself when we hit jumps and stuff like that.
Definitely need some protection, because with those springs,
Jumps.
jumps.
Big jumps.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what? Are you kidding me? That almost fit. Perfect. AJ just pulled up. You gotta check this thing out, dude. It's got full suspension now.
What do we got going
Come,
on here?
come, come,
on,
come.
Check her out.
Come take a look.
What's going on here? Oh, God. Yeah, boy.
He's buff now.
Oh, no.
It's gonna be a ripper.
I can't say what I want to say. That thing is awesome. Yeah. It is so cool.
Now that we have the suspension on this thing, I want to throw some tires on here and test out the travel, and then we'll start working on our steering. That looks insane. And we have a ton of travel. These shocks actually work really good. Dude, good job. This suspension works really great. Now we got to focus on our steering. And that's where Go Powersports comes in. They just sent us something that I'm really excited about. It's their all-in-one steering kit. Comes with a steering wheel and everything you need to do steering on a go-kart. So it should make our life way easier. Oh, dude, I'm so excited about
Yeah,
this.
let's see what's in here.
We've never had good steering on anything.
No, never.
It's always super janky. Looks
Oh,
like we
there
got
we
the
go.
steering wheel, bro.
That's gonna work perfect.
That's gonna be awesome. And it also feels like this actually looks like the stock steering wheel, kind of.
It kind of does, yeah.
And then we got all the steering components.
Nice.
Not gonna bore you with how this stuff works, but it's really cool for us, and you'll see in a little bit. But the thing I'm really excited about is this little steering rack.
That's what's gonna make our life easier.
This is gonna make our life so easy. Steering is gonna be a lot easier because it has a gear ratio in here. I mean, it's super easy. I can just spin it with my finger.
Wow.
And it's small, so it'll fit probably somewhere around here.
Let's see.
Let's see. Doink.
Oh yeah,
That's nice.
that works great.
All right, let's build some mounts for this and hook up the steering and see how easy it is to steer, because it might be kind of hard, but we'll see. So this is pretty straightforward. We're just gonna put the steering rack somewhere in here, create some mounts for it so it doesn't slide around, and then we will have to modify the kit a little bit. This is gonna screw onto one side, I'll cut it down, and then I'm gonna weld it to this bar right here. So we have a little more length. It should be pretty strong, hopefully. We don't want those snapping, but it should work at least for testing purposes, and then we'll have our steering down, and if we have to design something stronger later on, I'm fine with that.
All right, these things are connected. Let's see, will they turn?
Oh!
Okay.
So cool!
That is so sweet.
Obviously, we gotta adjust them because right now it's
They're not right,
really
but
towed in. But that should be easy with this design. It should just do that, and the wheel should come out eventually at some point. All you've got to do now is make sure that this thing stops moving,
yep,
and we'll have steering.
real steering.
So cool. You gotta cool down these welds because we're working on a short time span. We just found a really cool trick. You can use nitrous and it cools these things down so quickly.
Okay, go. Holy. Wow.
Nice.
I feel like we just lowered the temperature in here, dude. My feet got cold.
Nice.
That ain't going
That's
anywhere.
not going anywhere, bro. Now that we have our steering box figured out, we have to figure out where the steering wheel is gonna go and how to mount that so that it doesn't flop around. So I'm thinking it's gonna go something like this, and we just gotta make the components to reach all the way from down there up to here. Go Powersports sent us most of the components to make this work, but they're a little too short. We're gonna have one that comes from here, and then we have an extension that comes up, but it ends right around here. So we're gonna take that extension and lengthen it with a piece of metal, and it should be right where we need it.
We got the steering built, and honestly, it works pretty good. There's still some things loose that we need to tighten up and some brackets to be made, but for now, this will do.
Now that we've got the steering figured out, we're gonna start working on our rear swing arm. I'm thinking something really simple where the engine moves with the suspension, just because this is the first suspension Bum has ever made. When we originally designed this Cozy Coupe, we designed it around not having suspension, so this part is built into the frame, but now we're gonna cut it off and make it pivot so we have some suspension in the rear. That's definitely gonna help if we hit some jumps or bring this thing to the dunes.
Are you kidding me? Dude, it's gonna help so much. I mean, look at this seat. It's hard plastic.
Yeah, I don't wanna hit a jump with no suspension in the rear. That'd be horrible.
No, it's a backbreaker.
This is gonna be one capable machine if we can pull this off, but we've never done it before, so it might be a little challenging. A week ago, our buddy Frank dropped off a whole bunch of things, and he also dropped off this weird go-kart suspension that we're gonna be using to make our swing arm. So we're gonna basically take this pivot point, sleeve it in here, and then make some mounts off here so that our whole swing arm can move, and then we'll figure out some suspension from there. We don't wanna make this overcomplicated, so we're gonna mount the engine to the pivot point so that we don't have to calculate all that math and figure out if our belt's gonna be tensioning or loosening when the suspension travels. We haven't done this before, so simple is always the best way to go. So the plan is to use these Walker fab mounts. They always come in handy. We're gonna take them here, 2 of them like that, and then just weld them right here, and we should have a pivot point. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I think it will. We've got our rear swing arm welded on, and it works way better than I could have ever imagined. Now we're gonna roll the 250 out, steal its suspension, and add it onto here.
Wow, it's really messy back here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff back here.
Honestly, just kind of forgotten relics. And this has kind of just turned into a donor bike. That's about all you got.
There we go.
All right, we got the suspension out of the 250. Now it's time to mount it up. It's gonna be something like this. I really hope we're doing this right, because if not, we have to restart.
I feel like that should work. I mean, it's like how the 250
This
is.
is
so.
exactly how the suspension sits in the 250. I think this is gonna work great.
Are you ready for this?
I'm more than ready.
Hopefully this works. I think it's gonna work.
I think it's gonna work too. I'm tired of waiting. Let's just go. Gotta do this first.
It shouldn't move without the jack. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Didn't move. Ready
Give
for
it
a
a
little bit of a
suspension
weight
test.
test?
No.
That's suspension.
That is so cool, dude. That is
actually-
unbelievably cool.
It seems like it has a lot of travel, actually.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
That is so cool. It works so good.
Oh my gosh. All right, that's where we're gonna end this video. We have front suspension, we have rear suspension, and when we add an engine to this thing, it's gonna be an absolute ripper. If you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.